Falling down, sideways walk, try to pick myself up. Red blooms pop, but aftershock still at a deadlock. Pieces fit, we're upside down. I'm having a nervous breakdown. Breakdown. Situation so down, desperate, falling down, falling down.
Good morning, and welcome to Connections Radio Show, where we talk about ideas that matter. I'm glad you've made the connection and are with us today. I'm Lori Fitz, your host, and I have a co-host that will be leading more of the show today. I'm going to be supporting my friend Rick. And as you all know, the goal of our show is to explore a wide range of topics that explore the world around us and get us in touch with our community, our world, and ourselves, and challenges us to do a bit more because we've made some connections. Our topic today is I'm calling Music from the Heart. It's an exploration of who we are and a viewpoint of the world around us. And I don't know about you, but during these really crazy times, I'm finding myself more drawn to music, to the arts, to ways of thinking about things, just because there's a news overload that takes up a lot of our consciousness. And I think there's an opportunity for us to get engaged with music. And I particularly like to engage with independent artists and the fresh voice and the fresh ideas that they bring. And Rick Bernardo, my co-host, has been generous in working with his time and his thought and his background in his own music to bring this show to life. And I want to do a particular thank you for all that you've done.
Oh, you're so welcome. I try to be generous. And we are here with a musician, Californian turned Minnesotan, Cassandra Cole. And she's a singer-songwriter and performer crafting her own blend of Midwestern alternative soul. And we're listening to music from her 2022 debut album, which was named Steps, and that song from the album was called Upside Down. If you listen to the words, there's those words in there that can turn you upside down in a good way. In April of that year, Connections Radio, Lori and I had Scott Harold from Rock the Cause Records on our show, and we featured Cassandra's music with that song, Upside Down. So Cassandra, welcome.
Hello.
We're so glad you're here.
I am too. Thank you for having me.
And that song, Upside Down, that's a callback. That's a couple of years ago. It could seem like a long time ago, but it's fresh to us again.
Kind of to me too. I haven't heard it in a while.
Oh, that's weird when if you haven't, because she's a musician. She works on other things.
But I'd love to hear you share about what that song means to you.
Sure. I wrote that song during a very difficult time in my life. My husband is a recovering alcoholic. So during that time, he was getting sober, and my father-in-law went hunting, and he actually went missing. So, and we lost our job, and it was really, really
It was a pile-on.
dark.
Yeah.
I went through, a huge mental health crisis trying to just keep afloat and figure things out. And for me, I processed through music, poetry, getting it out, and then wanting to connect with those around me. I think that's why music is so important.
That's why we love having folks like you on our show, our Connections Radio Show, because it is about the connection. It is about how are we in our silo of ourself connecting with the world around us.
And we always see these connections. Almost you could talk about it as vertical and horizontal. There's connections within ourselves, aspects of ourselves, some that don't feel so good, and others that are kind of calling to us, and others are sort of on our backs a little bit. So there's different levels of self, but also then around us. And those connections are synchronous very often,
And how did the music help you look at the challenges that you were facing? How has music itself been a healing for you?
It's hard to explain. I've done it since I was about 6, where I'm a feeler, so I process internally. And it's just a way, I always say, to get out the bad to piece together the good. It just frees me.
And tell me about the process that you use or don't use. How is it that you come and go, okay, I'm going to write a song today? My guess is that doesn't happen. How does it come to life for you?
Sure, it's a calling. I know that sounds
No.
whatever. Either I'm driving or walking or doing dishes. It just comes to me, either a melody or a thought, but usually I'm drawn to my guitar. And I pick it up and it's just I need to hear something. And when I do, it just keeps transforming. And I could lose hours doing
Is it the music or the words that come to you, or do they come to you both?
It depends.
Yeah.
It depends. I think usually I'll hear a melody with the guitar first, but there's
A
kind
drawing.
of a grounding
Yeah.
force behind it that I want to write about. Either I'm feeling overwhelmed or incredibly anxious, but then sometimes it surprises you and things come out. And you're like, oh, that was a layer that I just exposed that I didn't realize was there.
Yeah.
Do
And-
you,
go ahead.
do you ever hear a phrase in your head or around you or in your head that you go, that's the beginning of something, but then let's explore it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I bet.
Or I'll hear a hook all day
Yeah, that's
long
what I
that
was-
I'm just kind
that's
of
right.
singing.
That's a technical term, hook.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Yes. So
Musical, it catches you,
yeah.
Yeah. And you hear it first. Yeah. And then we hear it later. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
mentioned it reveals another part of yourself, and so there is a vulnerability in doing music,
Oh yes.
and that vulnerability, exposing yourself to your husband, to your family, to the friends, to the world. How have some of the reactions been to some of your vulnerability in this revelation of the music that you do? How does that? How are you connecting once you share that
Yeah.
that precious part of you?
I would say overall it's been extremely positive. Most people I meet want that connection. They feel inspired to be themselves or open up about their things that they're struggling with. So I've found a lot of people have been very positive, and I met Scott from Rock the Cause and you guys now. It just keeps transforming and evolving.
And your music, your bio says that the music, which is, this is accurate, dives deep into the trials and tribulations of your life. And you highlight themes of love, mental health, perseverance, and convey an intimate sense of hope, strength, and bravery. So my question is, in the middle of that place that this song came from, how the heck do you? The last thing I want to do is step out there. I just want to run and hide. So what helps with that? I mean, how did that happen?
It's just something I do. It's a calling.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I believe there's probably a healing in that process because you're not
Absolutely.
revealing at the beginning.
It
Yeah.
starts
You're
with
you're
being
going on a
real.
journey.
Yeah.
Essentially as you're exploring that.
Okay, so story a little bit. I was cleaning out a storage closet with my kids and came across this bin labeled books. And we started going through it, and it was everything that I had middle school through high school. And in that box had all these journals that I kept.
Nice.
And we started reading through them, and it was just amazing to me how music has been such a huge part of my life, even back then, because it was I had dark moments, and there was poetry and scribbles and sides, and it was just, really.
One of the things I'm fascinated with is that there are a lot of people out there that are afraid to do music, even though they have that calling. They have that but they are, well, I'm not a professional, or I don't read music even, and I don't know if I should be even thinking of myself as a musician. And I'm one of my missions is to get people who feel that calling as an artist, whatever that art is, the confidence to go and claim being an artist, claim being a musician, and allowing yourself to explore that. Was there a point where you had that kind of intimidation of what it means to be a musician? but
I
then
still
claim-
do.
Oh, okay.
I
we're gonna keep reinforcing
I
that
have
for you.
imposter syndrome all the time.
Yeah.
I used to be able to read music,
Yeah.
but not really.
Yeah.
I'm a horrible guitar player. I use it to write.
Mhm.
It always, you keep meeting other musicians and you feel inferior. But then when I step onto the stage and it's my voice, the microphone, it just feels so good to be yourself, who you were created to be.
The full voice.
Yes.
I want to hear more about that because that resonates with me tremendously. Your website is CassandraColeMusic.com.
Yes.
And I mention that because also we were going to listen to another segment, another song called Steps from the album Steps. And then we'll hear a little more of that song when we come back. But this is, we'll talk about the song Steps when we come back, but here's a little bit more of that song, Steps.
Tried so hard to get up today. It's all the same. Penciled you in at 4. Didn't make it in again. Watched you into the house, couldn't catch you. Who am I without you?
Welcome back to Connections Radio Show, where we talk about ideas that matter, and sometimes we listen to really cool music, which we just did.
Yeah, that was a good example. Cassandra Cole's music. I'm Rick. This is Lori.
Yeah, well, I'm Lori. That's Rick.
Yeah. Oh, I got confused. All right.
Welcome back. Rick, tell us about this song.
Well, this is the song Steps from the 2022 album from Cassandra Cole. And at that time, that album, she was writing about the human experience, diving into heavy subjects in Cole's life. We were talking about that last segment, but it includes depression, anxiety, heartache, how she turned around and found her way through it all by being grounded in faith. And her songwriting is a blend of passion and with a modern edge. So our question is, that song was Steps from the album Steps, and we were just talking about imposter syndrome, and I was resonating with that, like
And in our last segment, and just one more, welcome if you've just joined us. Our topic today is really music from the heart. We have a delightful independent artist that's joining us that you've heard some of her music just now. And the struggle for being able to produce art, I think, is real for anyone who's called to an art. And I am trying to encourage as many artists out there to embrace their calling, because we need you more than ever to be artists and to share your voice. And in our last segment, we talked a little bit about sometimes there's a distance from feeling like you can claim being an artist?
Absolutely. I guess what I tell people, it's important to focus on the creating process of if you're creating good music and the rest will follow. You just have to take those risks. That's success. Success is a lie. This is kind of what's going through my brain. I'm going everywhere right now.
That's okay.
But if you focus on just the outcomes, especially if it's really large, like Beyonce level,
Yeah.
then everything you do in between may make you freeze and not even try.
Yeah.
It's impossible. But
Setting higher expectations than
Yes.
what's even necessary.
so success is really forming really small, achievable goals that lead to larger ones, and you keep growing throughout the process. So when you look back, wow, I just being here with you guys right now, 10 years ago when I re-entered the scene after kids, I never would have thought I would have had the privileges and things that have happened to me throughout this journey. And that's what makes it worth it, is the growth.
And do you confidently call yourself a musician?
Yes,
Good.
I do. I do.
Good.
Maybe not
Because
every
you're-
second of the night. And
No,
day.
but she's got
agree with
beautiful.
that as
Now
well.
we would.
She's
But
got
you-
beautiful music.
Yeah,
And-
I
and-
would too.
Yeah.
But we're talking about that imposter syndrome, and I'm looking. I have to dodge that every day for something.
Oh,
and,
yes.
and I try to do is distinguish between my ego, which wants to look good and is fine, but who knows? Really, it doesn't really know about being real and authentic all the time. So as long as my ego isn't running the show, I feel best about, and I'm sure this resonates with what you were saying, following a path. Like I gotta try. I gotta try in this direction with this music. I hear this thing, and as long as I'm following it, I know there's no guarantee of success in terms of a certain result. But there is guarantee that if I'm following my path, that's all I can do. And there's this sort of higher dimension that I'm listening to, and that's a different dimension than my ego.
And what I'm hearing from both of you
Yeah.
is the sense of the discovery is more interesting than landing in a certain position in society.
That's
or
the art.
Yeah,
That
that is the art.
That is the calling.
Yes.
I also tell people, because people are afraid of being judged, and you will be. There's people who love my music and hopefully love me, and there's people who definitely don't and talk about me, I'm sure. But my dad told me it's always easier to judge from the cheap seats. So you have a choice in life. Are you going to be in the back row, not doing anything, just judging those, with the spotlight put on them? Or are you going to be the one being brave, making that step onto the stage? And the stage doesn't have to be big. It could be, in your living room, maybe with a friend or two, just getting going. The way I started when I was in Minnesota after kids, I was so scared. It'd been a while, and I bought a little PA system,
I love
which
it.
was a lot of money for
Yeah.
me, and it was used. And I look back, and that was really, really
That was a
bad.
but it was
equipment.
but it was a turning point because
It was a turning point for
'cause you
me.
claimed it.
I decided to invest in myself. I have to start somewhere.
It's called
And
commitment.
I know,
Yeah.
commitment. And I got a little spot at Angelina's Kitchen singing jazz music. And I did that every Saturday, but I put this little PA on top of a baby grand piano. Do you know how horrible that is? I see your face right now, Rick.
I find it funny.
All right, pianos are strong.
It was like karaoke experience, but I just didn't know. I started there, and then I've grown, and sometimes you just gotta.
And this was
Do
an
it.
important step. Speaking of
yes.
steps, that was our album from 2022, and that was the song we just heard. There was some hip hop in the middle of the song that we didn't hear.
Yes.
That I just wanted to acknowledge it. It's a whole other. It weaves beautifully with the whole song. Now, who was the hip hop artist in that?
Yes, that's Big Jess. He's also a part of Unknown Prophets.
Oh, well, it's cool. Just so, and that's the title song from the album Steps.
Yeah.
And we've got another song that I don't know too much about called Silent. We're going to listen to any second now.
Before we do,
Yeah.
can you give Cassandra's website?
Website is CassandraColeMusic.com.
And is that double S in Cassandra?
It is. CASS, not to lean on that too much. ANDRA, Cole Music.
And no
Cassandra.
dot between Cassandra and Cole.
Right, just Cassandra Cole Music, all one feng shui.
Okay.
.com.
I want to hear her music.
And this is song Silent, and then when we come back, we're going to hear Pull Me In. But tell us something about Silent. When was that, at least?
Sure. So part of the album, I have 2 sets of twins, and my day-to-day can be so draining and challenging and amazing. It's all the things. But when I was going through such darkness, it was really hard to get through that. So
Okay, got it. All right, thanks.
Wow.
So let's listen to that, a little bit of a song from Silent. It's a portion from Cassandra Cole.
Gonna be alright. I don't wanna be found, don't wanna whisper, that's my path. One day I wake up, it's just get out of here. The days that I spent trying to win, the game that I play, like on the iPhone, trash all empty clean. The thoughts will come back to haunt me, and I wake up every time. And I wait for their return. But tomorrow I'll spend reading these horrible words. Here's a cushion for your feet to dance. Pull me in for my cheek to rest. Sink your heart up with the beat of mine. Leave your worries at the door tonight. All in good time. Shut your mouth and listen. I still got more to say. I'll make it easier if you follow me this way. Pull me in, dark my eyes, make it sad for me to cry. Pull me in, watch me burn, I'll be yours. Pull me in, don't look away, keep me close, I need your stay. Pull me in, watch me burn, I'll be yours. Just say.
Welcome back to Connections Radio Show, where we talk about ideas that matter. Sometimes we sing about ideas that matter, and sometimes we listen to the most amazing music about ideas that matter. So glad you've joined us today. Yes, this is talk radio, but not today. Today we are both music and talk and laughter, and we're glad you're here
I'm
to
glad
be part of it.
too. Thank you.
Cassandra
Absolutely.
Cole. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about Cassandra and the music. Rick, this is Rick Bernardo, my co-host. I'm Lori
that's-
Fitz, your
That's
host.
me. I recognize that. That was Pull Me In. And what was that from Steps, or where's that
Yes,
from?
that's
from
from
that album
Steps,
from
yes.
2022 when we had Upside Down from the album long ago on our show here. Cassandra Cole's performed at a variety of festivals and events across the Midwest, including Big Turn Festival, Mall of America, Rivertown Art Festival. We're just talking about some other gigs you had over the years as well. And looking ahead, she plans to continue building her presence in the Twin Cities and beyond. And she knows full well that we all could use the positive, inspirational, and influential messages that are imperative to the essence of her music. CassandraColeMusic.com is the website. CASS is the beginning of Cassandra. And we're with her, and we were listening to "Pull Me In," and that kind of pulled me in. But tell me, what was it's all these songs? I hadn't heard that one before we were getting ready for this show. What is that one about?
Sure. That one's a little lighter, but just finding each other again. Of you've, had that distance and wanting the love to return and, finding each other.
It's a nice invitation. Huh?
When I heard the song, I have to admit, after the last segment, I had to ask Cassandra, did I hear two sets of twins?
Yes.
And and how she handles the twins. I want her to share a little bit about that because it's a lovely story. She's got a 15 and a half,
Two 15-and-a-half-year-olds and then two 12-year-olds.
which to me is amazing in and
Three
of
girls
itself.
and a boy.
That's a lot. So you were telling us about how the teenage years are a little different, maybe?
They're
And-
flavorful.
Flavorful. I love that.
Yeah.
And now I've told people that like the early years are the dog years where they love you and they're puppies, and then suddenly right around that teenage year they become cats. But you embraced that idea. Like some people are kind of afraid of cats. I mean, you kind of let them do their own thing. They're independent, but you handle them like great wildcats.
Oh, yeah. I love it. I love all these stages. But I'm very affectionate and I'm very direct and aggressive and all the emotions. I'm an artist.
But you
So,
take
you
after
know,
them. I mean, you
Yeah.
tackle them.
I do. I'll tackle my
You'll tackle your
little
children.
kids. But we have a safe word.
I love that.
Okay. It's called flamingo. They're probably dying right now if they're listening. But yeah, I don't know. Growing up, if I was being tickled, I hate being tickled and I hate being scared. So, especially with being tickled, it makes you laugh. So I'd laugh, but I wanted it to stop. So I'm very mindful of that. So you could be tickling, especially when they're younger or whatever, but if somebody says flamingo, you scatter. It's like, nope.
You've gone too
gives
far.
you control.
It's
But then,
great.
yeah, I don't know. We have a blast. I love them all.
After just hearing your story about this and then this song, it was just like that song was just like highlighting of like how that must feel, and like you want to get those kids back and you want to be able to have fun with those kids,
Yeah.
and you want you're letting them be independent, and you've given them a safe word, which is just fabulous. But you're also aggressively connecting.
I am. It's so important. I just remember when I was their age that I pushed people away because I didn't understand how I felt or how to control it. But I desperately was in search to feel that connection and that love. And I really wanted people that I cared about to come for me no matter what and to get through to me and just to hold me. But I didn't know how to accomplish that. So I see them, and I see them all individually, and they have different needs. So what works for one doesn't work for the next one. But
And you said there's one that you kind of can get right away because you struggled with some similar.
yes, so, which is obviously helpful to see those struggles in other people, especially your kids, to meet them where they're at. And to motivate them all, in different ways. And I don't know, it's fun. We go to dinner. We get late night ice cream.
Do they like your music?
They love it. They've been my biggest supporters. They've gone to any show that's appropriate for them based on venue and time. But my release party, 4 Steps, was an amazing experience because they actually took all their storage from their phone filming, and then they ran at me at the very end like a rush, like a mob, because I have so many of them. And I was crying, they were crying. It was just, they were so proud of me. And they've really inspired me to continue because there's been moments, especially recently, where I'm like, I don't know if I should quit. I think maybe it's just time for me to take a break. And they're, are you kidding me? You've come this far. You would disappoint me if you stopped right now. I just never wanted it to get in the way of them, or if they're embarrassed of me. And they've never been. I've never felt more loved.
Are any of them musically inclined?
Yes. I'd say all of them in different ways. One of mine in particular has a phenomenal voice, but she is way too afraid to use it. She's on some of my videos on Instagram when she was younger, so I'm hoping that she gets brave. The other one sings all the time just for fun and in the house and sounds great. And one of mine is a huge artist, so she creates amazing paintings. She's one of the 12-year-olds and has a vision and it's very cool to see how her brain works. And then, yeah, my son has a great voice, and
And the reason I ask is I have a nephew that is a musician, and he does a lot of work with his son. And it's incredible. It's very powerful. And it's powerful because, they're similar,
yeah,
but they're also different. And what they bring to life with the songs that they write is amazing. And
I
to have
hope
that kind of connection.
we can get there. They're just in different places right now, and I've never pushed it upon them. They're in piano lessons. I could tell they love the piano but didn't like being told what to do, which I relate to because I'm very similar. So I'm like, yeah, learn from YouTube. We'll stop it. Just have fun with it. And same with the guitar. The oldest ones are trying to learn, but they won't learn from me. So, okay, maybe we'll revisit it. And,
I hated piano. Well, I didn't hate them. I
Yeah.
didn't love them. Piano lessons for 2 or 3 years when I was a kid, and then I just wanted to play Little League, right? And then
Yeah.
eventually in college, I somehow got in the habit of sitting at the piano, and it got to be through graduate school 1 to 2 hours a day just fiddling around at the piano.
Just loved it.
I can play the piano now.
Oh, I
just
love
hear
that.
things and I just go there and I learn from other people. But anyway, it just came from fun. But now and then I take a lesson to learn something that I don't know how to do. So that's a good combination, is to sort of give him a lot of slack, I
Yeah.
guess. Like,
For me, I took piano lessons, and it was the traditional, you learn how to read music and you play
Yeah.
the song. But the challenge was the recital.
Oh.
And I had a recital where it had to be memorized, and I'm playing one of Lee's, music, and it's a very intense piece. And there's all these people out there, and I play the piano. I'm not called to being a musician. I play the piano. But I froze, and I could not do the next. And so I would back up, and I'd start over, and I'd get to that place, and I stopped. This happened like 3 times, and I finally just had to stop. And the 4th time, I was able to get through the whole
Okay,
piece.
but you
I did. I did.
persevered.
I
You
did.
stuck with it.
Well, I stuck with that recital. I
Yeah.
was done.
And then you were done
I was
after
done with the piano.
I'm not gonna
after
lie
that.
though, I just feel your teacher should have come up and helped you through that little transition,
Yeah.
and then you could continue.
It was a different era.
Okay.
And it was an era where you were expected to perform. Also, he was Austrian, and he was a very talented concert pianist himself.
Okay.
And so he was going to let me suffer.
Yeah.
There was no question.
Figure it out.
There was no question that there would be no lifeline
Yeah.
thrown my way. And he was delightful.
Yeah.
But he was
Yeah.
very precise, and it was like, Mr. Hummel.
Not your realm.
No, Mr. Hummel expected a concert performance. And I had all these people out there, and so these people would come up and go, "Oh, I didn't notice. Did you have a problem?" And I'm like, "Of course you did. I went through. I stopped 3 times." And then my mother comes up at the end. She goes, "Well, you do know how to keep me humble."
Oh,
Oh,
I would have given you a big hug.
I know. I needed the
Ouch.
big hug. And
Ouch.
so with that, I was like, I will not keep anyone humble
That's-
any longer. But I did have other callings. I mean, I did follow my calling. I did.
Yeah.
I do consider myself an artist, in a variety of ways, but not a musician.
And that's okay.
Yes.
One of mine actually plays the artist the violin, and I'm always amazed by her because the amount of practice it takes. And she's only 12, and she's so good. I'm so proud of her. But she practices all the time, and I am only emotionally led to do so.
She's got the discipline,
Yes.
but you've got the calling.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, there is coming up your most recent song called Wednesdays. And we also want to talk about any events you've got coming up. So we want to get through that. But we've got a whole other segment of the radio broadcast. But tell us a little bit about Wednesdays, because we've got want to hear a little bit of that, and then we'll a little more when we come back.
Sure. Yes, Wednesdays is my latest release. And I actually wrote this song 2003. It was an old one that I'd always sang during performances. And
Oh.
it's just kind of a fun song. My husband went hunting all the time. And I was, I don't know, alone on a Wednesday, and I was kind of angry.
And that's from,
I don't know.
And she's smiling. I was kind of angry.
It's a good mix. Yeah.
I was alone a lot. I don't know.
So let's listen
Yeah.
to that, and we'll listen to a little more when we come back. This is Wednesdays from 2024, right? Okay.
You get your time away to feel better. Nothing but the air to feel reprieve. But what about me?
Welcome back to Connections Radio Show, where we are celebrating music of Cassandra Cole. She's with us today. We've had a chance to be able to chat about fun things, as well as listen to her wonderful music. And this song that she just played, I'm going to let Rick Bernardo share more about it. But I have to say, a phrase that came out after this show today that stuck with me in that song is, "It's okay just to be." It's okay.
It's okay just to be.
It's okay.
That song was Wednesdays by Cassandra Cole. Go to CassandraColeMusic.com. And that Wednesdays song is available on all music platforms. A good place to go to start that exploration is that website I just gave you, CassandraColeMusic.com. And I always forget for a while the phrase that Joe Thomas, a jazz musician, he said one time, "Music is prayer with wings," and I'm reminded of that with listening to all this music. So tell us a little more about Wednesdays, the song. It's your most recent one.
In her last segment, if you just joined us, we ended the last song. We ended the last segment with Wednesdays, and she shared that this was something that she is kind of alone on Wednesdays and was feeling a little ticked.
Yeah, it was just
Yeah, that's where we were.
yeah, and also just kind of the bridge, exploring that it's okay to find your own space in this world, and just to be.
Yeah, and also, I heard you say earlier in the show about like your music was meant to be. There's a sense of like this is something that you've been called to and embrace and to have your full voice.
Yeah, even if you fight it, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, and it's a lot more
whether
fun when
you
you're not
like it or not.
Exactly.
I'm really excited for the future right now. So I'm going to be releasing a new song called Friend with a period after. because recently I was ghosted by a friend for many, many years, and it was a difficult processing area for me. So wrote this song in about 15 minutes, and it was the first song I wrote on my program, my little at-home studio. I use Logic. So I did it. Matt Patrick from the library turned it into something like good enough to listen to. I've been working with him. Yeah, he's amazing. But so I'm excited about that. But I'm really excited as well for the fall, late fall. I'll be releasing another EP, and that's going to be called The Gray. And it's acoustic, it's soulful in a different way. And that's what I have been recording with Matt Patrick. And I just recently filmed a music video for the title song for that, for Where's the Gray. It's a 2-day shoot. So we just did one, and then I have another one scheduled for later this week. So I'm just really excited for what's
On the horizon.
going on the horizon.
Yeah.
I took a little break after kind of touring with Steps to...
But you're going to be doing some live music, right?
I am. I was just at Art Whirl, and then right now I'm looking at completing these projects. I'll be working with Krista Valinsky's for PR, and there's a whole list of stuff I have to do. So before I'm booking larger gigs, I'm trying to get all my ducks in a row.
Quack. Yeah.
Yeah, lots of quacks. People have no idea what goes into putting these
No, they
babies
don't.
out.
They
So
don't. They see the result, and it's so much behind that.
Yeah.
Miles and miles just for those last few steps. Yeah.
So when you're putting together an EP,
yeah.
how many songs will that be?
Yes. So I think my album was 8 or 9. And then this, I want to say I have 5 songs. I'd have to count really quick, but then there'd be dead air.
Yeah, the world's changed with music. You know,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
when I was a kid, you bought a record.
Mm-hmm.
You went to the record store and you got a record. And it's now all digital and accessed a lot of different ways. You sell your music on your website. So if folks wanted to, download and buy that music, you can do it by going to your website.
It will, yes, defer you. I'm on all streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, wherever. I would love if you followed, especially on Spotify, so you'll be notified of new music. All my social media, it's under CassandraCole.me. That would be great to hear from you. If you ever wanted to reach out, come to shows, give me a hug.
When we follow you, will we then know, shows that are coming up so that they can alert to us so that we, have a little advance notice and get on our calendar and all that good stuff?
Absolutely. Under Facebook events, they'll be posted there, as well as I advertise throughout all social media.
Well, we so appreciate you being here today, learning about you as a person as well as you as a musician, you as a mother, all of those good things. And we hope you'll come back, especially in the fall when you're...
I would love that. I was just waiting for the invitation.
And go to CassandraColeMusic.com. And thanks so much for being
Thank
with
you
us,
for
sharing your
the
music.
opportunity and meeting both of you. It's been so much fun.
Absolutely. Well, I'm going to follow you because I want to come, be in your audience and
Oh,
cheer
I'd
you
love
on
that.
and be like
I'd
a
love
groupie.
that. I'll call you up for a piano band.
No.
All right. Thanks, Cassandra.
Have a good one. And thank you for joining us today.